While Suicide Squad, the 2016 version, did prove to derail the DCU completely after the Dawn of Justice mishap, it did excel in the casting department, which is one thing the DCU got right, for the most part at least. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Although it's either Margot Robbie's Harley, the unofficial face of the DCU, or Will Smith's Deadshot, who gets the roses for being one of the few silver linings in Suicide Squad, Jai Courtney also deserves to be in that conversation. Even though the script let him down, to the point that his character didn't even receive a backstory, which sort of added to his charm, the sequel, which did Harley and Rick Flag right, didn't waste time killing him off. However, with the DCU off to a fresh start, the actor has expressed interest in rejoining James Gunn, even if it's for another role. Amidst DC's new beginning under James Gunn, one Suicide Squad star has thrown his hat in the ring regarding a potential DCU jump. Whatever the case may be, Jai Courtney has expressed that he would be on board to work with James Gunn again if the opportunity arises. Although he clarified that Gunn is yet to contact him regarding any DCU gigs, if not Boomerang, he'd be enthralled to work in any role. Captain Boomerang's death in the Suicide Squad was pretty unexpected, which was also kind of the point and perfectly drove home the idea of risk that comes with being in the Task Force X. With characters from Peacemaker now transitioning to the new universe, it's hard to say for certain if his character will remain dead in the DCU or not. While Superman is set to be DCU's first major release, much of the heavy lifting in terms of giving viewers a proper grasp on this universe restart will boil down to Peacemaker Season 2. He told Screen Rant, "I mean, sure, whatever. I'm open to anything. We can always have a conversation. But I think where that's coming from is, that's just a role that I loved playing, and it was sad to give him up. So if there's any more mileage to milk out of it, I'm your guy." Given how tailor-made the role of Boomerang proved to be for him, it's a shame we never got to see him in his full glory. As for a potential DCU appearance, we'll have to wait for Peacemaker Season 2 to get a proper grasp of where the Suicide Squad stands in terms of being canon. If that indeed turns out to be the case, hopefully, Courtney's The Suicide Squad appearance won't be the last of what we see him in the realm of DC. Given his chops in the stint of Boomerang, he surely deserves another shot under Gunn's regime. Moreover, per thwipT_, Season 2 will reportedly incorporate other characters from the Suicide Squad. Considering that in this new chapter, Rick Flag's fate remains the same as that of the 2021 movie, there's a good chance a similar situation will be the case for Boomer. As per early box office predictions, James Gunn's Superman is set to eclipse the box office legacy of Henry Cavill's classic Man of Steel. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. While some longtime fans remain attached to Henry Cavill's portrayal, the excitement surrounding this new chapter is hard to ignore. According to early box office tracking reports, Superman is projected to have a record-shattering domestic opening weekend. These estimates suggest that the film could become the highest-grossing debut of 2025, not just for a superhero film, but across all genres. It's not every day that a reboot sparks more buzz than the original, but James Gunn's upcoming Superman film appears to be doing just that. Since taking the reins of the DC Universe alongside Peter Safran, Gunn has promised to steer the franchise in a bold new direction, and fans are now seeing the early signs of that shift. With a fresh face stepping into the role of the Man of Steel and a director known for blending spectacle with emotion, there's a real sense that DC might finally be on the cusp of a turnaround. Gunn's version of Superman has become one of the most anticipated films in recent memory, especially considering DC's turbulent track record with its big-screen adaptations. Being the potential highest opener of 2025 and getting the biggest ever opening for a Superman movie is a brilliant feat. Although it's all speculation as of now, James Gunn's project is stepping into some big shoes, so it should be considered remarkable already. What's even more impressive is that this anticipated haul would make it the biggest opening weekend ever for any Superman film in cinematic history, eclipsing even the 2013 reboot, Man of Steel, which was once considered a cornerstone for DC's modern era. As per box office theory, Superman is slated to earn $154 million to $175 million on its domestic box office opening weekend. Made at a budget of $225 to $258 million, the movie collected $670.1 million in its run, becoming one of the most successful DC films of all time. Now, Gunn's Superman is not only poised to outperform it financially but also redefine what audiences expect from the character. Directed by Zack Snyder and starring Henry Cavill, Man of Steel debuted with respectable numbers at the box office. The movie made $116.6 million on its opening weekend, including $17.5 million from IMAX theaters. However, it suffered a sharp second-week drop and drew mixed reactions for its somber tone and heavy-handed approach to the character. The two movies, based on the limited frames available, looked eerily similar. From movements of characters and camera angles to several sequences, they looked heavily influenced by The Flash. As we know, The Flash is widely considered to be a dud in the comic universe. So, fans had their reasons to freak out. When the first behind-the-scenes footage and set images for Gunn's Superman surfaced, there was a noticeable divide online. Some viewers voiced concern over visual similarities with past DC misfires, most notably The Flash. The comparisons between the new Superman suit and the much-criticized aesthetics of Ezra Miller's 2023 film fueled skepticism about whether this reboot could stand independently. But the new tracking data might be changing that narrative. The numbers suggest that audiences are willing to give Gunn the benefit of the doubt, and potentially even reward him with DC's most successful opening weekend yet. Unlike Snyder's Superman, whose story often leaned into a darker, almost existential crisis, Gunn's take is expected to focus more on duality, legacy, and the emotional complexity of being both Clark Kent and Earth's greatest protector. If the projections hold true, Gunn's Superman won't just mark a fresh start, it'll be a full-blown reset of DC's standing in the superhero genre. James Gunn is reportedly already hard at work on the next film that will see Superman return to the DCU. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. If the rumors are true, a world's finest film is in the works, which will feature Batman and Superman headline a project on the silver screen for the first time since Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. The rumor comes courtesy of John Rocha and Jeff Snyder, who believe that James Gunn is currently working on a film featuring both Superman and Batman. While this might as well be a Justice League film or a cameo in a Teen Titans movie, the speculation has skewed towards a world's finest film, which may or may not be in development. Superman and Batman could be appearing in a film together pretty soon in the DCU if this James Gunn rumor is true. It makes sense, however, that a world's finest film would be in early development at DC Studios, simply because of the patterns seen in the announced films and the world James Gunn seems to be building. So far, almost every project that Gunn has announced has brought in diverse characters from the superhero scene into the mythos of particular heroes. Not in a million years would anyone have considered a C-tier Green Lantern to be part of the supporting cast of a Superman film, much less with other heroes that could headline their own films. Even films that focus on a single mythos, like Lanterns, are bringing in heavy hitters, with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart being part of the show, along with Guy Gardner. James Gunn appears to be informing audiences that the DCU is a living, breathing space where heroes frequently cross over. Therefore, while certain characters